The Oklahoma Sooners aren't getting much good news on the latest availability report.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to Locked On Sooners, and thank you for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network in the industry. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Locked On College for $20 off your first purchase over at Game Time. He's Jay Smith of Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John9Williams. I'm John Williams. And you can read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. I forgot the intro. It's cool. It's fine. Everything's great. It's almost game day, Jay. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to go through Friday fan feelings in the third segment. We're going to talk about Oklahoma, Missouri, key to the games for this one. I think it's a pretty straightforward matchup for OU and Mizzou this week. But let's talk through the latest availability report that we got on Thursday night, Jay. R. Mason Thomas was questionable on the initial availability report on Wednesday. Still questionable on Thursday. To me, that's the big name to watch for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, and you had an additional name added to the list today from Wednesday with his Heath Ozida. And a little worried. That means that he probably got hurt in practice on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatnot. Now, granted, they're not practicing really anymore. It's walkthroughs and stuff in preparation for Saturday. We are at home, so you're not going to be dealing with too many things, and it rained a lot today, so you probably more so walkthroughs. I'm hoping that he's okay. You like to have him there as a good backup. Yep. EPL did take the spot, so technically he's going to be the one that's going to be playing the most anyway, him and Fabechi Wewu, who has been literally the most consistent offensive lineman you've had in 2 years. So I got to give him the props because he played every game last year, and so far he's going to play every game this year. But you're right. R. Mason Thomas is the one to really keep your eyes open for, because I don't expect him to play even he may snap. I think he'll suit up and take a couple snaps in the LSU game because it's senior night and it's the last time he will be an Oklahoma Sooner or in an Oklahoma Sooner uniform. Especially for the regular season. If the playoffs do luck out to where Oklahoma gets to host a game, then he'll be able to play one more time at Owen Field. But I really do not expect him to really suit up until possibly LSU, but that'd be a plus. Gentry here, good stuff. But John, there is actually a little bit of good news on here. I'm not sure if you noticed, but we've only got one running back on the list.
Yeah, that was the thing that kind of surprised me on the initial availability report. Is I expected to see Xavier Robinson's name show up somewhere on there, because he definitely took a bit of a ding against Alabama. He was able to come back into the game, so I guess it wasn't that serious. Our dude's RoboCop. Like, he just keeps coming, man. Or the Terminator. Pick one. He just does not let up. He just keeps battling. Him and Tory Blaylock both have played through a number of, I don't even want to call them injuries, because if you're injured, you shouldn't be playing, but a couple of nicks and bruises and, getting banged up throughout the season. They just keep battling for this team. And I know the run game has not been what we expect it to be at the University of Oklahoma. I think you can still be proud of these two guys putting it on the line for this team every single week. And that's exciting, man. And I don't know what the future holds. Who knows what we'll see out of the run game this week against a tough Missouri defense, but I'm excited to watch these guys, and I'm excited to see them continue to grow, because Xavier Robinson, Tory Blaylock have been some of the best answers on offense that you've had all season.
They have been. And I'm hoping that both of them, as you mentioned before, just to step back, I believe both of them have they're hurting a little bit. They're just not injured. They're just not at the point where they would actually sit out the game. Yeah. It's more of we're just maintaining them, going through treatment, going through the stuff you're supposed to go through in order to make sure you can play on the field. It just kind of sucks that they're dealing with all those ailments. But the good thing is it looks like they're in a position to still play. That's a rarity.
It reminds me of what your football coach might have asked you back in the day when you kind of hobbled up or you were slow to come off the field. He would have asked you, are you hurt or are you injured?
Yeah.
because that's the difference. And these two guys, they just kind of remind me of throwback players like that. You know, they're tough, they're physical, they grind, they battle for every yard that they can get, and they play hurt. You know, they're not letting an ailment keep them off the field. And
true.
Listen, I think that's a testament to one, just their work ethic, their toughness, their durability. I mean, they're want to.
Their want to is what it is. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's the want to. You can tell that they want to be there. They want to play, and they're dedicated. Now, speaking of that, though, it appears that because of those injuries, and you mentioned this earlier this week, there is a possibility we may need to do some shuffling in the running back room. Could we possibly see some Jaren Kanak running out there in the backfield?
I'm ready. It's beyond time to see him lined up as the tailback. Whether you want to throw him a swing pass or throw him on a Texas route, you know, that little angle route coming out of the backfield, something that allows him to use his athleticism in space. You want to hand him the ball, inside zone, some halfback dive stuff. I'm all for it. The guy is strong. He's quick. He's powerful. He's athletic. He can make some things happen with the ball in his hands. That's going to be something that I hope eventually that we'll see it. You don't have any more time to sit on all the stuff that you've been dreaming up, Ben Arbuckle. All the stuff that you've had in your, you know, your what's your the repertoire. Coach from Waterboy? I can't remember it. Coach Klein. All the stuff that you've had in your little Coach Klein notebook that you've been dreaming up for this offense all year.
Coach Klein notebook.
Now is the time to let it out. You've got to win 2 games to get into the playoff. Who cares if you put it on tape? Go put your best offense forward.
You need to do what you need to do to win these games. Period.
Yep.
Pull out whatever tricks, whatever you got. You need to pull that out because the most important thing is getting to the playoffs.
Just get done.
And you're on the path. You literally hold everything. The keys are in your hands. All you got to do is put it in ignition and go. And so, the focal point to me, just like you said, is making sure that you do everything possible to get you there.
Yep. It's time to just kind of unleash some of that. The other thing I'll be curious about is the Jade Knott piece. We haven't seen Jade Knott in a long time. I don't know what his status is with this coaching staff, where he stands in the grand scheme of things. If we weren't concerned about Robinson and Blaylock playing hurt, this wouldn't even be a discussion for me. But again, the guy's got juice. At some point, are we going to get a chance to see him really bring it all together?
Does he care enough? That's really what.
Does he have enough want to?
Does he have enough want to? And I hope he does. He's healthy, and I know he was a pretty penny, and a lot of people are like, why aren't we getting anything from him? I need him to go ahead and show up and show out. Like, this is your chance, dog. Do it. Period.
Yeah. You may only have 2 more games in an Oklahoma Sooners uniform.
Yeah. That's actually all you got. But, well, possibly. Depend. Yeah, exactly. Because,
I mean, if they make the playoff, that's going to create opportunities for everybody. If you don't make the playoff, if he doesn't make the playoff, I don't imagine that Jade Knott's going to play in the bowl game.
I mean, he needs to.
He needs to, but I don't imagine that he will. That's exactly it. It's the curious case of Jade Knott. And I imagine after the season's over, we're going to hear a whole lot more about what went down this year and why it didn't work or why it didn't come together. But hey, there's no time like the present. All that matters is what you do next, right? The past is in the past. You can't change anything that happened in the past. All you can do is try to put your best foot forward and go forward from here. So again, I'm not sitting here saying he's going to rush for 200 yards on Missouri, or that he'll even get like 5 carries. But I would like to see them potentially give him an opportunity to kind of get back in the good graces. Now, the practice field is for that. Totally understand that. We're not going to jump to conclusions, but you need to find a spark offensively So just throw out all the bag of tricks. See what you can come up with.
Everything you got.
Everything you got. You got too much to play for to kind of sit on stuff. You've got to roll it all out there. Just roll the dice and see what happens. Oklahoma, Missouri for the 98th time in the history of these two programs. They'll meet on Saturday. Keys to the game. We got Friday fan feelings coming up later in the show. Stick around. This is Locked On Sooners. College football is back, and we could not be more excited. The tailgates, the rivalries, the energy in the stands, there's just nothing like it. But let's be real, actually getting tickets can feel like more of a battle than the game itself. Endless queues, hidden fees, prices jumping at checkout, and that's why we use Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the easiest way to score last-minute tickets at the best prices with no surprise fees. What you see is what you pay. I can pull up the Game Time app, and in just a couple of taps, see amazing deals. I'm talking about your favorite college football games as low as $25. There are great seats available for Oklahoma at Missouri through the Game Time app. So if you want to get in there, see the Oklahoma Sooners take on Missouri in a game that has big-time college football playoff implications, got to go check out Game Time. Go download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Locked On College for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go download Game Time today. Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. Jay, key to the game for the Oklahoma Sooners. You can go offense, you can go defense, it can be in general. What do you think is the biggest key to the game for the Sooners?
Biggest key to the game is stopping the run. You stop Ahmad Hardy, you win this game. Because I believe our pass rush is strong enough to get to whoever the quarterback is. If they're going to go out and trot Bo Prabula out there, I mean, do you really want to do that to yourself? They might, I guess. I'll say okay, but I don't think that's one of those that you want to do to yourself. All Oklahoma needs to do is if they get to the running back, they got this. And that's what's most important.
Yeah, I think just minimize the big runs because Ahmad Hardy, he is one of the best at forcing missed tackles. He's one of the best in the nation at creating runs of 10 yards or more, 15 yards or more. So limiting those runs. Oklahoma, we've seen them give up a big run in just about every single game this year. Whether it was Kejuan Lacey in Ole Miss or Trey Wisner in Texas or Justice Haynes in Michigan, just about everybody has created a big run. So it's just a matter of minimizing those big runs. It's a matter of creating opportunities for multiple guys to get to the ball carrier. The first guy has to slow him down. Even if you can't bring him down, you got to slow him down. You cannot give him a free runway because it's going to be really hard to bring him down from there on. And I think the trenches, just like it is in most every SEC game, the trenches is going to be key. And I like Oklahoma's chances against this Missouri offensive line that has some talent, but has been very, very up and down this year. I think that is, to me, going to be the story of this game. If they can get Matt Zollers throwing at a 2nd and long, 3rd and long, that plays right into Brent Venables' hands.
It 100% does.
He's a quarterback with a lot of potential, but you do not want to face a Brent Venables defense in 2nd and long and 3rd and long. Just ask Ty Simpson.
Exactly, especially as a true freshman. Like this is the thing that everyone has always pointed out. Brent Venables eats them up and spits them back out. He makes things like life hard for them. Heck, truth be told, if you go look at what was that the Oklahoma South Carolina game last year, South Carolina was up because their defense, but Lenore Sellers, even though they were having a good season, he was not doing very well in that game, and it was because BV was terrorizing him, and he continued to terrorize him this season. That is something that we know he's known for with these defenses. So, yeah, you're right. You're not going to want 3rd and long. You're not going to want all of that weight put on the shoulders of a Matt Zoller. You don't want him to feel like he has to carry the entire load himself. That's not what Missouri wants. Oklahoma wants that. So, yeah, slowing down my Hardy. I think if you go on the opposite side too, man, we do need to establish the run too. Like it's like the run game feels like that's becoming more and more the answer for a lot of people. You establish the run, you control the clock.
Yep.
So it's always a good time to run the dang ball.
Always a good time to run the dang ball. It's been the catchphrase here on Locked On Sooners over the course of the year. Missouri, they're fifth in the SEC in rushing yards allowed.
Goodness gracious.
Not too bad. They're sixth
Not bad at all.
in yards per carry at 3.4 yards per carry. So this is a good defense that Oklahoma is going to face. So it's a matter of finding efficiency. They got to stay ahead of the chains. They've got good pass rushers that are going to make life really difficult for Michael Fasusi and Ryan Foje off the edge. So putting John Mateer in situations where he's playing at a second and short, 3rd and 5 or less, that kind of stuff that's going to allow Oklahoma a better opportunity to be efficient. But they got to start attacking, man. They got to attack downfield. Missouri, again, really good against the pass. It's a good defense. They do a lot of really good things. You've got to stress them somehow. You've got to find a way to stretch the field a little bit. Even if you don't complete those balls, you got to just let them know, hey, we're willing to throw it. Because in recent games, Oklahoma hasn't been willing to throw the ball. Against Michigan, against Auburn early in the season, Deion Burks and Isaiah Satania were cooking those defenses down the field, down the sideline. You throw down the sideline, it's lower risk, high reward than throwing deep over the middle, than throwing in the intermediate. You throw down the sideline, and generally it's either I'm coming down with it or it's incomplete or it's going out of bounds. So take a few chances, take a few risks, go down the sideline, see if you can stress that defense a little bit so that you can open things up for the running game, because the running game is still one of your best assets, and you've got to take some of the pressure off of them, take some of the guys out of the box, lighten the box a little bit. If you're going to play a tight end, don't play him in line. Play him outside. Play him in the slot. Force them to bring a linebacker out of the box and see if you can get some more lighter, more manageable boxes to run against.
Yeah, that's what you want. And we need to see it. Mateer didn't look like he was progressing as much, but he still at the same time kind of looked like he was progressing in that Bama game. Mm-hmm. You saw some zip on some of those passes. He started the game off with that nice slant to Burks, who took open space and ran it. You start to see a little bit of zip and movement. It's now really on the decision making and getting rid of the ball in situations you need to, plus not keeping the ball on some of the RPOs, like give it to the back, let the back go, make sure you choose right based upon what the box looks like, et cetera, so on and so forth. So what I want to see now is more of those deep passes. Give me the deep passes to Tanyan like you did against Ole Miss. Stress those corners because you can. Their linebackers are solid. The edges are solid. Interior is okay. Missouri statistically is up there. They're one of the better defenses in the conference. They're number 2. They're number 1 in total defense. If you go raw yardage, they're number 2 in rushing defense. They're pretty solid. But as I say all these solid things about them, the one thing about them is you look at it, they really ain't played nobody. So their numbers are a little skewed from the fact that the competition isn't the same. Michigan's numbers they're a top 20 defense, and we was out there frying them. When I looked at the efficiency for Missouri, they're 26th in the country, even though their raw numbers are low in conference and in the country. Efficiency wise, not the most efficient. So you can get big plays, you can execute on them. Just go out there and do it. That's what's most important.
And it's going to take John Mateer stepping his game up. And I think everybody's in a spot where we want to see John Mateer play a more confident game than what we've seen in recent weeks. We want to see him be a little bit more assertive, a little bit more aggressive. That doesn't mean he has to try to take the game over. That doesn't mean he has to try to do everything by himself. It's just he needs to find a happy medium between being, I don't want to mess the game up, I don't want to turn the ball over, and I have to carry everything. Find that happy medium. Take some calculated risks. If it's 3rd and long,
calculated risk.
Run that go route and do an arm punt. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? If you throw a deep, deep ball 40 yards down the field and it gets picked off, what does it matter? You were going to punt it anyway. So take a shot, take a chance, see if you can create some big plays in the passing game, because that's the thing that needs to happen to take Oklahoma to the next level. Is we got to find our offense again, got to start creating some more positive momentum for the offense. And listen, you're at home, you're in the friendly confines. It's been a while since you've been there. Last time you played at home was against Ole Miss. That was like a month ago, it feels like.
Feels like it.
And it's time to just
it was a month ago.
It was a month ago. Yeah.
It was a month ago.
It was a month ago. It's forever ago. So get comfortable and get off to a quick start and throw the ball. Like I've been preaching run game all year long. Hey, let's open it up a little bit. Let's throw the football. Let's get off to a quick start. Let's go no huddle. Let's go tempo early in this game and put Mizzou on the defensive early in this game if you can. You're going to need to score some points. This is a good Missouri team with a good running back and a defense that can make life difficult for you. Be the aggressor. Don't play just to not lose the game. You've got everything sitting in front of you. You've got the college football playoff 2 wins away. Go win the game.
Go win the game. Gosh. Seems so simple, right?
It does. It does. Also, special teams. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great.
Yeah. Yeah. Titanium leg. Supporting you right now. Yep. Short shorts. Long kicks. Yeah. Let's get it, baby. Go support Titanium leg.
Yeah.
Period.
Tate Sandell, Grayson Miller, Ben Anderson, Isaiah Satania, Jaden Hardy, like all those dudes playing on coverages.
Kind of crazy when saying that about Satania, right? Weren't we all scared about him fumbling?
Just give me another big return. You're good. It's all good. Not worried about it. I just positive vibes. All right, Friday fan feelings. We'll give you our predictions for the game coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get into action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. If you missed the start of the game or you want to ride that hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next in the fourth quarter comeback. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into single game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every single game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. So right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Also, Locked On, the #1 sports podcast network as well. We'll be here after the show after the game on Saturday, live reacting to everything that happened. Right, Jay? You'll be here.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
So it'll be covered. You'll be here. At least Jay will be here. I hope I can be here. I got my day job, sadly, but I'm going to try and be here if they'll let me.
Work.
But
Ew,
I know, man, like responsibilities.
It gets us all.
It does. Anyway. All right. Friday fan feelings. I don't think Jay has looked at any of these that I've selected for Friday fan feels. Have you? Jay, have you seen any of these?
There you go. No.
Okay, perfect. So he's going to see these for the first time and get the opportunity to react to these. So let's start with this one. Zach from Facebook. I believe we see a team with razor sharp focus in all 3 phases Saturday. Boomer Sooner.
Zach from Facebook, I got to give it to you. I like the positive energy. I like the feeling of it because I want that now. Please give me some sharp focus on all 3 phases. And you know what? To that point, you said this before, John, and that just literally rung in my head. It's been 3 weeks since they've been to the crib and played a game. Mm-hmm. Now, they had that bye week between playing Tennessee and Bama in those 2 road games, which Brent Venables now 5-1 after a bye week. Shout out to him. Great job there, my guy. But being able to have not playing at your own crib that long is just bananas to think. Plus, I'm going to say this out loud, and I hate to say this out loud because I don't want to, I'm not superstitious, but at the same time, most people are going to think that I'm jinxing things. Remember this. Last time Missouri won in Oklahoma was 1966.
That was also the last time that Missouri won in back-to-back games against Oklahoma.
Exactly. So please break that streak.
We're not afraid of no jinx. This Oklahoma team is locked in.
Yeah,
They've played
that one.
really good football over the last. I mean,
don't let that streak break.
Aside from that first quarter against Ole Miss, they played a good game against the number 5-6 team in the nation
at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So Oklahoma's playing good ball. Had that game been played on a drier field, maybe that game turns out a little bit differently. But the way that they played against Tennessee and the way that they played against Alabama, I'm not concerned about their focus level. All right, this one comes from Jeff over on Facebook. He said, they ain't going to come in and lay down. They have a very good defense. That's Missouri. If we play vanilla ball on offense like we have been, then OU ain't winning on Saturday.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to agree with that.
I don't agree with Jeff here.
Because here's the problem there, Jeff, my friend. Alabama beat Missouri at their house. We just beat Bama.
Yep.
At their house. So the biggest struggle with Missouri is their ability to score, especially what's going on with them on the offensive side of the ball. Now, granted, Ahmad Hardy is going to be a problem, and everybody struggled against him, but when Bama played against them, Hardy was not a factor. Bo was the dude. 11 carries for 61 yards. He was the guy that was the main one. Hardy had 12 carries for 52. You just got to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt, similar situation. Hardy finished 20 carries for 97 yards, but Zoller, he couldn't get it going. And Vanderbilt was able to close it at the end, which is what's most important. They played Texas A&M, and Robinson had all the runs in that one, 17 carries for 110, while Hardy had 13 carries for 109. They had 200-yard rushers, but they were getting blown out. So it was basically by the time they were actually get going, A&M's already sitting there 24-7. So yeah, I totally understand the fear of the vanilla, but I'm not terrified of that. I just need us to go out there and run the ball down their throat and win the game.
Oklahoma's proven that they can win a game without the offense doing a whole lot. And they've done that.
Yeah, and I think we should actually believe that because they've shown it.
Yeah. And so, listen, Missouri's defense is really good. Their offense is not, aside from Ahmad Hardy. I don't trust Matt Zollers to regularly beat Oklahoma in the pass game. And so if you can slow down Ahmad Hardy and minimize his impact, he's going to have an impact. You just have to minimize it. I likened it on the squad show earlier this week. I said, it's like playing against Shaq in the early 2000s. Shaq is going to get his. You just got to make sure he's not getting 60. Same for Ahmad Hardy. He's going to get his. You just can't let him go for 150 and 3 scores.
Or you can let Shaq be the only one to get 35, 40 points, but make him shoot 40 shots to get there. Yeah. Give yourself the opportunity with those rebounds because you're getting it. In this case, Ahmad Hardy can sit there and pound all game long, finish the game with 150 yards, but make him do that on 45 carries.
Yeah.
Make him earn it to where he's tired.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why they get points is because he gets them in field goal range and you stop them every time and make them kick field goals. You can do that. The defense is not bad for Missouri, but they're way above average, but they're not the best defense you've seen this season. So you should be able to execute on them.
Yeah. If the offense will help the defense, it won't be a game. Arbuckle needs to get the guys ready and go after Mizzou. John from Facebook. This is not me. This is another John from Facebook.
So you're the John from Facebook too.
I mean, I am a John on Facebook. So
you are a John on Facebook. You're a John that's speaking with Facebook. So that makes sense. Right. That's very fair. The offense needs to help the defense. And Ben Arbuckle talked about that in the presser. He mentioned that they need to do more to help that side of the ball. And it's very fascinating that we're at this point that I never thought that we'd ever get to where we'd be saying that we need the offense to help the defense. This is really a new territory for all of us. So I understand why people are freaking out. You have no clue what to do with your hands. I get it. But it's okay. It's okay that we have it reversed because having a really good defense that wins you games gets you a lot farther than just an offense if you're in shootouts nonstop. You can get stops with this defense. Mm-hmm. I need the offense is to get titanium leg in range and he's going to hit a 50-yarder.
Yep.
You're good. And they can do that. They've proven it.
Yeah, they proved it against Alabama that they can get the stops when they need to get the stops. And especially when coverage has kind of been their Achilles heel this year, they slowed down a prolific Alabama passing attack when the game mattered most. So trust it.
Good point.
This one comes from Sergeant Reg over on the X-Bird. He said, I want to see more deep balls. I like the quick outs and slants, but I want to see Mateer sling it downfield.
I think we all want to see that. Can we
we're
get
all-
Mateer to sling the ball? I want him to throw some balls deep to Satania. I want to see some deep passes to I actually want to see Giovanni go deep. Like, I know we've talked about him, in camp and stuff. We can get him going, dog. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think that health-wise, he's still fighting and dealing with stuff too. So we'll see. But give me I want Ole Miss deep passes. Give me the deep passes to Satania again, down the side. Give me the deep passes against Auburn, the deep pass you did against Michigan. You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and just let it rip.
Sling that thing. Seems like the kind of game the Sooners would usually lose, but man, if they lock in and beat these guys, it will really feel like something has clicked in Norman. This one comes from Hoopla on YouTube. When he said this, I thought back to the 23 season. You beat Texas, you beat UCF, and then things kind of fell apart against Kansas and Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah.
You're riding high, you're undefeated, and then you had a couple letdown losses.
Yeah. Please don't have winning hangovers.
Right.
Just don't.
If they show up with the same energy, I don't worry about it.
And I think they will show up with the energy that's needed to close in this game. I actually do believe strongly that this staff will be prepared. They're rocking the hard to kill shirts. They hear the chatter. So all they got to do is go out there and actually close. And so let's see if they do it.
And this is a big one for Sooner Nation. Show up early, bring the energy early, bring the energy to the tailgates, bring the energy to the Walk of Champions, bring the energy to the warm-ups, to the introductions, bring the energy. You are in an opportunity to have a playoff atmosphere and create a playoff atmosphere in Norman. This is your time. Like, as much as we put it on the players, this is an opportunity for Oklahoma Sooners fans, for Sooner Nation to show up, show out, and let the nation know this program is to be reckoned with. This fan base is to be reckoned with. This is an opportunity.
And remember, this will be your first opportunity if you close out and the fans are loud and make things difficult for Missouri, that you could possibly host a playoff game.
Yep. You win this one, you get another opportunity the next week against LSU in an afternoon slot, a little bit better tailgating experience to get ready for the Tigers. It's all on the table for you, Sooner Nation. You want a home playoff game? Here's your opportunity to go earn one, just like the team can. This one comes from Cowboys on YouTube, Cowboys with a Z. Coming home where teams get relaxed. This is where some teams have a problem. He's saying this after having back-to-back road wins. This is the opposite of a trap game, not looking forwards, but in a sense, looking back at accomplishments. I thought this was a great point. If they look too much at what they've done against Tennessee and against Bama and aren't fully focused on Missouri, or they're looking ahead to LSU, this is the opportunity that they could get snuck up on.
I get the point.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't believe this team will be that laxed in this game. Because they know what's at stake.
Yep.
Everybody does.
Yep.
And we are, and my buddy Ty said this before the Alabama game, we're a ticking time bomb. And if on the offensive side of the ball. And if it finally explodes, you have all the explosive pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You just need for it for the fuse to get lit and go. We'll see, but yeah, you don't look forward, don't look back. BV's already said we're taking it one game at a time. Don't pretend like don't pretend like it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
But go out there and focus on execution.
That's right. Just take care of what you can take care of. Just got a couple more fan feels, and then we'll get to our predictions. Again, thanks for joining us here on Locked On Sooners. This one comes from Rob on YouTube. OU better bring their A game because Missouri is no punk.
They aren't at all. They're going to fight, and they're going to push, and they're going to do everything they can to try to win this game too. So you need to focus and close.
Yep. Eli Drinkwitz has kind of turned that program into a tough program. You know, like it's listen, I've dunked on Eli. I've been critical of him over the years, but I've kind of turned around on the guy. Like I'm not saying I'm a fan, but I respect him. I have a lot of respect for what he's done at Mizzou and the culture that he's established there. That this is a team, just like Brent Venables in Oklahoma was able to go into Tuscaloosa and steal a game. This is a team that could come into Norman and steal a game if you're not minding your P's and Q's. We're going to close with this one, though, because this is the kind of energy that we need going into Saturday. Tony says, going to be like old times.
Oh, Big 12. Bring them back to the crib. Let's get them. Let's get our lick back.
Yep. 67 wins in 97 tries against the Missouri Tigers. That's a pretty good little run. And 5 of those games you didn't win were ties. So it's time to remind Missouri who the big dog in the Midwest is. And it's Oklahoma. If we're the Midwest, we're like Midwest, South, like we're all of it combined.
Something like that.
Yeah, but we're kind of all of it. So, all right, Jay, that is it for Friday Fan Feels. Thank you all so much for providing those. We had so many comments and reactions, both on Facebook, YouTube, X/Twitter. So make sure you're following us on all the social media platforms and subscribe on YouTube as well. We love to share your comments and your thoughts on this show and react to them. So make sure you're a part of it. Jay, your prediction for Oklahoma versus Missouri, not at Missouri. I'm so used to road games.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
I know, right? We had back to back, but for 3 weeks we were basically focused. 4 weeks we were basically focused on road games. So totally understand that. This one is really tough to gauge. I do feel like this one will probably be similar to the Missouri and probably close to the Missouri-Auburn game, but maybe flipped. I don't think it ends up 23-17. I'm going to go lower. I'm going to say 20. I'm going to say 20-10. Oklahoma wins, covers the spread, and it's an under because I think Missouri is going to struggle scoring on this.
Yeah, I think Missouri will struggle scoring. I think, listen, Jackson Arnold was able to throw for 207 yards and complete 60% of his passes against Missouri's defense. Auburn ran for 150 and 2 touchdowns, averaging 3.7 yards per carry, but still, this just, to me, I feel like it's going to be a breakout offensive performance. And I'm not going to say they're going to run away with the game in this one. It's going to feel kind of like the Michigan game, kind of like the Auburn game, where it's close, but you do some really nice things offensively to kind of come away with the win. So it's not going to all be on the defense this week. I think the offense is actually going to show up and produce as well. So I'm looking at Oklahoma 24, Mizzou 16. I think, listen, I got a lot of respect for Ahmad Hardy. That dude is just phenomenal right now. And it would not surprise me to see the Sooners turn the ball over and give Missouri a short field that allows them to get a point here or there. But Oklahoma controls this game for the most part because their defense is just that good.
I can see it. Let's see if it happens.
Let's go. It's going to be a great weekend of college football. Make sure you're here on Locked On Sooners for the live show after the game, where Jay at least will react to it. Hopefully I can be here to react live with you as well. But subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, for more Oklahoma Sooners and college football coverage. You can follow me at John 9 Williams and read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. We'll talk to you then. Boomer.
Sooner.